420 Table Talk. This is episode 5. My name's Donnie.
Willie T in the house. Sorry, we're stoned.
We're stoned. So we're going to start today off, like we do all the time. It's called Pass the Bowl. It's the new thing we got going on. We don't share bongs anymore or joints. We pass the bowl. So
we don't pass bongs. We pass bowls. You should do that. Hashtag it. We don't pass bongs. We pass bowls.
Like that.
Except you can't put the bowl in the bowl.
So Willie, I woke up this morning and I was reading something that really disturbed me, man. I was like, man, this is crazy. I don't understand what's going on here, So I was reading an article about us fighting to free the cannabis pioneers that are locked up still.
Oh, yeah.
They say, it says here in my notes that more than 650,000 Americans are arrested for cannabis every year. That's despite the fact that it is legal in 11 states and medically legal in 35. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Think about that. Medically legal in 35 states. That's over half the states we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And legal in 11 states. And people are, it says right here, 65,000 a year.
Well, you got things like, Sean Worsley, who was cruising through Alabama and made the mistake of stopping for gas, and he was an Arizona cannabis patient, and a racist cop walked up to him and was saying your music was too loud in the middle of the day, and proceeded to ask to search the car, and they think, well, it's legal where I'm at, medical patient, no problem. They searched the car, they found the marijuana. Now we have a war vet with PTSD who's prescribed medical marijuana in Arizona, facing up to 5 years in Alabama.
5 years.
5 years.
It's crazy you say that.
5 years.
5 years. A medical marijuana patient is facing 5 years. PTSD, a soldier that fought for our country, right?
Yeah.
He went out there and now he's facing.
He went out there. He even took I think he took a IED or an IED.
Took an IED to the.
Yep.
Right.
Yep,
oh my God.
And
And where's that at?
He was in Alabama. He's from Arizona.
Okay, so they're gonna charge him in Alabama, though.
Yep, of course. Yep.
Okay, so what we can do to help him is we can contact the Alabama governor.
Yep.
And be like, this isn't fair, and we can start a petition. And here, it says that those people are not given tickets; they are taken to jail on any given day. Americans jailed on any given day. Americans jails and prisons hold an estimated 40,000 prisoners for cannabis crimes. Now, what's a cannabis crime? That's what I want to know. If it's
well,
legal,
dude, that's like for our buddy Jeff, and I'm probably saying his name completely wrong. Jeff Mazinski. Sorry, I'm stoned, Jeff. But he was serving life in prison. So they actually gave him life in prison because he had 2 convictions. And you know what they got him on for his 3rd conviction? They gave him the life in prison. Conspiracy. So they didn't even catch him with cannabis. They just caught him and said that he was planning on selling drugs for the Mexican mafia. So they gave him conspiracy. So see, in the game, you don't even have to actually get caught with cannabis. You can just get caught with the idea of selling cannabis. Right. And that's conspiracy. And he was sentenced as conspiracy. Luckily enough, he's the first person, though, out of Missouri.
He got let out, though, right?
He got let out. People lobbied. Right. They contacted the governor. Right. They fought hard. They rallied behind him. And Jeff is a free man this very day, Right. And, and that's one of the tiny wins, but we have so many more battles to go.
Oh, man.
Especially on the federal level,
Big time here. In many cases, these are older Americans who have served decades behind bars for engaging in a trade that is now legal.
Right. Legal and now corporate.
Right. And
legal and now corporate.
And one thing I found out when I was reading all this.
Now corporately accepted. You know what's the craziest part, too? How all these states, for so many years, and now we're deemed essential.
Oh, right.
Like, now we're all deemed essential because,
Well, in legal states.
Because now it's corporately acceptable. It's not
right.
Where's
You got your Susan's highs that smoke out you. You know, it goes all the way from your judge
But did you
to
say
your janitors.
$17 billion in the United States or something?
Oh, last year, 2019, we made $13 billion in 11 states. Count you, just 11 states that are legal. We're not talking about the medical, just legal.
And that's just for cannabis sales. So
Just cannabis, there was no
that
pipes,
isn't
no
for all the
papers,
added,
no,
electricity cells,
That was
fertilizers, all the products to
nothing.
grow the cannabis,
No.
all the products to consume the
Right,
cannabis.
all the lighting.
Yeah, some studies think that cannabis sales is already topping $20 to $30 million a year, or $1 billion a year. When you add in all those accessories.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know?
Easy.
And that's starting to compete with pharmaceutical industries. And
Well, it definitely
good
competes
stuff.
with the tobacco industry.
oh yeah,
And actually, what I was reading this
You know what
morning
industry
was
is competing the most with though? The $70 billion prison industry.
Yep, that's right.
Yep, that
That's
one's
right.
the one that's hitting the hardest, man.
That's right, because they had all those, like, okay, for instance, I was reading a story this morning that it said, so, if you want to learn more about the people that are locked up, you can find the stories on Project Free Cannabis Pioneers, is what it's called. So if you want to look that up and find out about the story, so I did that. And what I found out was there's a guy named Michael Thompson. Okay, he is 69 years old. He is a native of Michigan, and is currently fighting for his life in a hospital and under incarceration. Okay, now what they're saying he did is Thompson is he's in a 25-year right now. He's in his 25th year stint of a 40 to 60 years. That was sentence that was handed down to him for selling 3 pounds of cannabis in 1994.
Dang.
3 pounds of cannabis in 1994. The dude's been in prison, Willie, for 25 years, since 1994, for selling 3 pounds of cannabis.
3 pounds of weed, man.
And they say that he's not even eligible for parole.
Wow.
Until 2038. 18 years from now.
2038.
He's already done 25 for 3 pounds, and now he's got to wait 18 more years before he can. And I'm reading this going, what the fuck am I reading?
I wonder what the fucking statistics is for like hard drugs too. Like, how many people are doing life in prison for hard drugs? I mean, Boston George is out. You know what I mean? He's free. He sold cocaine. He ain't doing the rest of his life.
And you know who should be doing all these prison times really is those pharmaceutical bastards. They should be in there instead of these guys.
You know what it is, dude? It's these stupid fucking 3-strike you're out laws. Because what they do with criminals is they're constantly seeking. Like, for instance, Jeff, the 3 strikes you're out. His third one was just conspiracy. He was talking to somebody possibly about it. He could have just been stressed out and having a bad day. And just because you voice like, oh man, I'm having a bad day, I can't pay my bills. Well, I used to pay my bills selling weed. Maybe I'll sell weed. That's conspiracy. That's a charge they can get you for it.
Oh yeah.
And you might just have a feeling it.
You're voicing it.
Yeah. You just might have like that rough feeling that day, Next day you wake up going, well, I'd be stupid.
Right. No,
sure. But then 2 weeks later, the cops is kicking in your door, putting your kids on the floor, trying to take you to jail, man.
And look, and all you got is just what's sitting on this table right here in your house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A couple plants in the backyard.
Trying to enjoy for yourself.
Yeah, just trying to chill in your own space.
And then the cop goes home at night and drinks a bunch and beats his wife. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You gotta change this. Like, that's what you gotta do.
And
Donnie's right. Donnie's right on the head with that. Small people always say there's not much you can do, but there's small things you can do. And there's even groups that do it for you. So there's groups like I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Project Prisoners.
There you go, Project Prisoners. That you just contact them and you say I support your movement, and you sign a couple things for them, and they'll take your signature and they'll apply it to all of their letters that they send out, and
that's what they're saying in that article. Because I was reading it on Leafly this morning, and so Project Prisoner has teamed up with Leafly to free our cannabis pioneers. Okay, these are the pioneers, like this Thompson guy. So they're saying these guys are the pioneers.
Yeah.
They're talking about like.
Because if you couldn't buy weed to be like.
Right.
Hey, it's not as bad as they said it was going to be.
Right. And they're talking about like this should with 11 states and 35 being medical.
Donnie, I got an idea. I know I'm taking it away from you right now. I got an idea. Let's
Yeah.
get a trumpet and let's get like a naked lady and blow a trumpet. No, I'm just joking. That was just some bad advertising back in the day.
That'd be horrible advertising. No,
But no,
let me
you
get it wrong.
continue.
No, I got you.
Prisoners, yeah.
You know, and the way that we can help these project prisoners and the leafly people that are trying to get involved, you know, is us getting involved. Like if you're feeling for Mr. Thompson, you know, that's been locked up for 3 pounds for 25 years, you can actually get a hold of the governor in Michigan, and her name is Gretchen Whitmer is her name. And what you do is you contact her office, and you say that you read about Mr. Thompson's story, and you don't agree with it, and then they'll have you sign an electrical thing, and then your signatures go. So the more signatures they get, that's how the movement works, you know, and it's all about signatures.
That's how a lot of people work. And you gotta understand, there's two things that these, you know, governors, senators, you know, congressmen all need. They need they need votes, and B, they need money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the shitty part, you know. And of course, we don't have the money to give them. They're getting lobbyists, and we're always going to have to fight that lobbyist power. But if you can actually, show them what you're feeling, they can take that forward. And you got to do it. You got to contact them. That's the thing. You have to contact them. That's one of the biggest things.
That's where you put it on a whole different level.
I've always done throughout my whole life is when I find out these things, it is not hard to drop a quick call into those offices. A lot of time you're going to get a voicemail.
Or a secretary.
Yep, or a secretary. And most of the time, too, an email works great. And they'll reply to your emails.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've got to use
I get more spam from governors and people trying to run for office.
Me too, right.
Because I told them I didn't support something.
right.
They try to win you over because that's what they need. They need people.
Right.
They gotta have people behind them. If they have no people behind them, well, then their lobbyists ain't going to go very far.
And my feelings on this whole thing is I feel we can change this. With, you know, if more people stepped up and went and disagree with that and sign that petition and back those people, have the people backing them instead of the government backing them, you know, have the people backing them, and you know, and then I feel like those governors listen to the people that are telling them, hey, this person's illegally jailed, this person's illegally incarcerated for weed and stuff, and these are legal states, you know. And they start listening and they do those and they pull back and, you know, they let those people out, you know, and, you know, because I'm reading about freaking nowadays pedophiles and stuff being let out of jail because of COVID. Okay, my man right here, Thompson, for been in there 25 years, right? They letting him out because of COVID.
From selling some weed to some people.
For selling some weed to some people, did they let him out? Hell no. But you can read about the dude that they let out in Florida last week that went and killed his person that charged him with the charge. He went and killed this chick. Because she put him in jail for rape. But they let him out because of COVID. But my man's sitting there with 3 pounds of weed, already done 25. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
70 years old right now.
I think we have a constitutional right that says that we shouldn't be subject to cruel and unusual punishment, and that is just cruel.
You know what gets me is
the crime should fit the time.
Who's to say that he even took money for it? Because they were talking about trading this in this thing. Like he traded, he was bartering. Okay, he wasn't taking cash.
Man, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter, no matter what.
For real. I mean, that's crazy. How are they gonna?
You gotta be careful, man. We live in the United States of America. Bartering money. Are you bartering outside of the dollar bill, sir?
Right.
What?
Right.
Are you giving away food for free? No.
Not with that hard fucking 10 cents. You're not. You know, for sure. Yeah, that's I wanted to touch on that today because man, that really hit my feelings spot today. I was reading about these people, you know, and there's many more. There's I think there was 25 other stories that I could have read through. There's people that have been in there for decades, you know, for
a long time.
One dude was been in there for 20 years off of 2 ounces. Okay, 2 ounces, 2 ounces.
I mean, even Eddie Lepp, who was the first guy to get for the big movement for Proposition 215, and he's even out. He got out recently, you know. He served a long time in prison too. Just a long time over a plant, you know, over a plant that anybody can grow. Because you choose to get high.
You know, and the thing is,
to drink is
with changing this prison reform and or whatever, you know, and changing our counties as people together, getting together, as community, and changing, and structuring our communities, instead of being told how our community's supposed to run. We're actually, got them big old, vegetable gardens out there, and we're feeding. We got enough for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we're not having to worry about, those government assistance programs and
There needs to
all
be
that
just some
stuff.
changes across the board when it comes to some of the way our
yeah.
laws work.
That's right.
I think our laws have been turned into such a systematic,
Sure.
money maker that it's no longer about the protecting people.
Well, look
it's
who's
about
making
locking up as
Right,
many
right.
people as they can.
And who's making the laws
so
though?
they can keep making money.
Or
So
the
the
1
lobbyists and
percentile.
the prison
Right,
industries
right.
can keep convincing the lawyers that these little laws are great to pass because if you keep these people locked up, that's
More
money.
in their
More money in their coffers.
All of the 1%ers.
Yeah, and
That's right,
guess what?
yeah.
It comes from that money. Is a couple guys who got jobs, and they should be thankful they got those jobs because of that money. So now their constituents who vote with that leader, who follow that person that's behind that. And so if you, instead of sitting back, you got to reach out. You can't just sit back and be like, one day they going to legalize it. Well, one day is today, motherfucker, and they are us. So get out and legalize it.
How do you think we did Washington?
Contact them.
How did we do Colorado, Willie?
Exactly. Contact them.
How did we do it?
Petition them. Get at them. Holler at them. Go
Right.
to the meetings. Go to the board. You can look me up. I've been right there when Washington State Liquor Control Board started having their first fucking meetings and all their stuff. Right there.
I was right there
making it happen.
in Washington
Voicing
helping it.
you
Yeah,
know?
voicing. I helped Washington get theirs going the year after Colorado. A couple months after Colorado got legal, we got legal, and then that same year, Colorado and Seattle went to the Super Bowl. Remember?
Oh yeah, I know.
Both of them got legal. Then that was the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that was history saying, "Hey, this was meant to be, buddy.
Right.
This is how it's supposed to be." Because Colorado legalized first, and then Washington did 5 months later.
No, you're completely wrong.
Am I?
Yeah,
Maybe I'm
you're
wrong.
completely wrong. I was on the ground floor with that shit. We legalized the same night. The vote went through the same night.
Colorado and Washington.
I'll tell the
legalized
story.
same
I got the story, man.
No, I
I was
got you.
sitting I was sitting all by myself too, because I had to come back to the store. I was on the border of Idaho, so there was no big celebrations in the small town.
Right.
I just got done speaking over in Seattle, over at the Spokane, because we were gathering signatures and we had a rally.
That's where I
in
signed. That was at Spokane. I signed one of those papers.
Fuck
You're talking about. That's what I was talking about.
Shit, that was probably one of my people out there doing that.
Maybe.
Hell yeah, we
Could've
were
been, but
getting
I
hard
remember
on that.
signing it. Hell yeah.
So we was out there and we were gathering signatures, and I went back and I had to be in my little town, and it sucked, and I thought it sucked so bad because I had to sit and there was nobody there with me. I was
Right.
by myself at the bar, and I was watching the elections go down and just crossing my fingers because it's coming up for vote. And we had worked on 4 different efforts. So this was the 4th effort. I worked on 3 other efforts that had failed.
Right.
And the funny thing I found out was a lot of these other efforts had a lot more support than the current effort we were on.
Okay.
Yeah, the medical industry hated my guts. I've had people scream that I was a lobbyist in my face while fighting for cannabis legalization. Just because I'm talking, because I'm talking to a stupid fucking representative of the state. And I've had dudes get in my face and be like, fuck you, you're a lobbyist, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
I'd have been like, here, bro, look here, chill out.
Like, chill out.
Like,
man.
here, have some, you'll see what I'm talking about.
The medical community did not support 502.
Right, no,
I-502 at
Of course
all.
not.
And so I'm sitting at the thing and we're watching, and Colorado was an hour ahead of us on the West Coast.
Okay.
And so Colorado legalized 1 hour
Before
that's
Washington.
what
It was 1 hour, not 1 month.
And that was my longest hour of my life.
Right.
Because
hey, I'm not you. I'm
I had friends with Safer Denver and all that, and they're celebrating it.
Hey, we was both in Idaho at that time.
Right? Oh my gosh, I was in Washington. I was
you were in
just on
Washington?
the border though. I was in Clarkston.
I was over in Moscow, right there on the border of Pullman.
Yeah,
you know,
Moscow
so, yeah.
was nice. I love Moscow.
Right.
That was a great city. And we got it done. And I couldn't. That was the longest hour of my life, though, man, because it was.
Right. So see,
it
people,
took
it can
forever.
be done. You're looking at a man right here that
Forever.
went 3 times and failed, came back to fourth. I remember because I signed one of the petitions in Spokane. So I actually drove there from Idaho. I remember.
In Pullman, we were dusting the snow off of the.
Oh yeah, I remember. That's how it was.
Get the
Right.
signatures.
Yeah, that's where we signed in Spokane. I think my friend signed over there in Pullman. I think one night because we went to a Cougars game and there was someone out there with the sign to get cannabis legal. You know, and you know that's awesome.
I got one more story to share before we go, man. My son.
Closing stories.
My son was little, and he came out with me, and we were standing on the corner. We always stood at the corner of Pullman, right there where Blasphemy was.
Okay, yeah.
And always stood on the little corner during like 5 o'clock because it always got real busy.
Busy.
And so we go down there, and we're standing there, and we're just having a shit day, like it was like 8 signatures, you know, like just not getting the love at all, you know.
Right.
And my son, he was the one. He was just like, he was so little. He was like 8, 9, maybe 10 years old. He was one like, no, Dad, we could do it. We could get a few more. So I was like, all right, we're gonna stay for just a couple more minutes.
Let's get it.
And within that like couple more minutes that we gathered like 30, 40 more signatures.
Right.
Packed up and dipped out.
He was feeling it, Dad.
Great.
He's like, let's just stay a minute longer.
It was great.
You know, we can sit here and we can tell you guys stories all day and just shit.
But we're stoned. We got things to do.
We got, man.
And so do you.
Yes, y'all have a good day.
Tell your friends.
Subscribe. Tell your friends. Check out our Facebook page.
Yeah. Go follow our Facebook group.
Sorry, we're stoned.
And we're out. Peace.